Lester Munson is a senior fellow, National Security Institute. He's now joining us live from Washington, D.C. Mr. Munson, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome. Some critics argue that Zelensky's plan, which he had presented to the U.S. earlier before presenting it to Parliament, could be an indication that the war in Ukraine is kind of reaching its end game. Your thoughts?
Well, I think that's not an unreasonable conclusion at all. If you look at what's happening on the ground, Ukraine has gained some modest territorial gains inside Russia for the first time. This is in the last couple of months. Of course, Russia occupies a much larger part of Ukraine, but now we're in a position where there's a bit of a stalemate, and Ukraine has some things to trade in a negotiation. You also have political transition coming in Ukraine's biggest champion, which is the United States. There does seem to be an opening here for what could be constructive settlement talks in the next few months, perhaps January, February, March, in that time frame. So I don't think that's an unreasonable thing for folks to be saying.
Mr. Munson, NATO is set to discuss the victory plan. Russia has already dismissed it, telling Ukrainian government to sober up. What do you make of the Kremlin's reaction, and what will it take for Russia to sort of mellow down at this juncture, considering that the winters are around the corner?
Winter is around the corner, and that can change things on the ground, of course. Is Ukraine prepared to deal with the deprivations of winter? I suspect they are, and I suspect Russia knows that. And I think Russia is in a short to medium term disadvantage. Perhaps in the very long run, Russia, the much larger country with the much larger population, has a strategic advantage. But right now, it looks like it's Ukraine that is on the front foot. Russia makes these threats and allegations against Ukraine and against the West. They seem to be increasingly toothless. So I think it's not a good look for Russia. And I think we should also be very realistic here. A successful negotiated end to the conflict might require it to at least appear that Putin has gained something from his effort. What that appearance is, what the details are, of course, remain to be seen. Be a very fraught negotiation, but it seems to me Russia's in much more of a disadvantage than it was 6 months ago.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Been talking to Mr. Lester Munson. He's a senior fellow, National Security Institute. Thank you, Mr. Munson, for your time and for talking to us today.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.